Folks, so I wanted to quickly make a lecture video on the drama unit and what the components are of it. I've already gotten some questions about it. So for the drama unit, we're going to have a little bit of a different unit than the fiction unit. All the parts are going to be very similar. You're going to have reading assignments and you're going to do the discussion board and the quiz, kind of like the fiction unit. The only thing that's going to be really different is the essay itself. So you'll notice that there are some slides here. And then there is a play called A Doll's House by Henrik Ibsen. That's going to be the play that we're reading for this unit. Below that is the live production of the play. Like I say here, this is not required viewing for you, but it might help you read the play a little bit more thoroughly. Or it might help you with, like characterization, help you visualize the setting or the set design. This production of the play is really like beautiful. I think they do a good job of the set design and the character design, and the casting is really good. So I think you'll enjoy the live production of this play, and you can kind of put it on while you're reading. It does a pretty good job of adapting the play to the stage. So I think you'll enjoy reading it alongside watching the play if you have time to do so. The next resource here is a video on symbolism and realism in the play. This video talks about two different plays by Henrik Ibsen. So the first 8 minutes of this video talk about A Doll's House. So you will only be required to watch the first 8 minutes of that video. The second video below that is called Is Krogstad the Villain? And it's a discussion by a guy on YouTube. And it's just some guy talking about the play, but I think it's a pretty good discussion. It's a rousing discussion on if Krogstad, a character in the play, is the villain of the play or not. And I think it brings up some good questions about the characterization of that character and how we consider him. Below that, you will see the drama quiz, just like the fiction quiz, you take that normally. And then the discussion board post. Again, just like in the fiction unit, you are required to complete the discussion board post and then reply to at least one classmate. Here is where it gets into something different. This is the drama essay, and whereas in our fiction unit, we wrote the essay entirely out of class, so you took the assignment and you wrote the essay by yourself. Here, you will be writing it in a timed environment. So notice it says you will not be required to quote or cite anything from the plays. That's obviously because you will be timed. So you will be given a text box to type your essay in, and you will be given some prompts once the essay opens. You will get to choose from those prompts the one that you think will create the best essay, and then you are required to use examples from the play to support your essay's thesis statement. Instead of quoting from the plays, since it would take more time than you probably are allotted to find quotes and stuff, instead of finding quotes and citing from the play, you can simply summarize events from the play and paraphrase events that support your claims in your thesis statement. Your essay must answer the prompt effectively and have all the workings of a strong essay that we have learned in class so far. And then below that, I have the rubric, which are some of the characteristics of your essay that I will be looking for when I go to grade the essay. Notice the last aspect of that rubric says, is the essay organized in a logical way with an introduction, at least 2 body paragraphs with topic sentences, and a conclusion? And that is basically because of the limited time, right? For this timed drama essay, you will have an hour and a half, so that's around 90 minutes. And while you can get a lot done in 90 minutes, you certainly can't do everything. And so if you have at least 2 body paragraphs, that does a lot without needing to meet the maybe more strenuous requirements of a 5-paragraph essay, right? So instead of having to have 3 body paragraphs, you're only required to have at least 2. If you can get a third one in there, or if you have 3 points that you really want to bring home, absolutely do so, but you are not required to. And then the instructions that will appear once you open the essay are included below. So it will say, choose one option below, formulate a response in the form of an essay with a clear thesis statement, explain your thesis with topic sentences, offer examples that support the topic sentences. Each piece of evidence needs to be explained so the readers can see it as you do. So the only thing that you are not really going to be privy to before you open the essay are the prompts themselves. The prompts will all have to do with the play A Doll's House. So one way that you can prepare for the timed essay is to read the essay thoroughly, go over the slides and the lecture video that I'm going to post about the slides really closely, and prepare maybe some notes about the big topics that we talk about, prepare some ideas based on the discussion board posts that we talk about, just so that once the prompts are available to you, if you have already kind of got some ideas about those topics, you can dive headfirst into the essay writing instead of, having to wait around and see, okay, well, what essay do I want to write? I've got to come up with some ideas. You'll already have some established opinions about the topics. I believe you will have 4 prompts. I'm still debating on adding 2 more, but I think you will have at least 4 prompts to choose from. You might have 6, but the more the merrier, right? In the event that you have 6, you'll just have more to choose from. But you will have at least 4 prompts to choose from, and those prompts will all have to do with the things that we were discussing in the slides and in the discussion board posts. So those are some things to keep in mind when preparing for the essay. And the rubric also is something to keep in mind. And one other thing to keep in mind for the timed drama essay, you will be provided with a text box to type your essay in. So I'm not going to be grading for MLA formatting because you cannot format super successfully in the text boxes that Brightspace provides for us. So I'm not going to be grading for MLA formatting. The only thing that I'm really going to be looking for is to make sure that you can distinguish the difference between paragraphs. So for example, make sure that it's clear where your introduction paragraph ends and your first body paragraph begins. You could do that by, skipping a line, hitting enter, or indenting your paragraphs. There's a number of ways you can do that. But the main point there is make sure that it's clear where your paragraphs begin and end. Obviously, your name will be attached to the essay because of the Brightspace page. So everything else really, I'm not super concerned about when it comes to MLA formatting. Obviously, spelling and grammar are still important, but not as important as they would be in a typical essay environment. If you have any questions regarding the timed drama essay or concerns, please let me know, send me an email. I'd be happy to answer those. But it is pretty straightforward. And I think once you read the play, you're going to enjoy it. So typically students enjoy this unit, I think. And I think it's a pretty accessible play. So even if you are not someone who has read a lot of drama or someone who enjoys reading theater or drama in your pastime, I think you're going to enjoy reading this one. There are some drama slides here that introduce you to drama. And I'm not going to go over all of the slides on this page because you can read those on your own. That's part of your homework. But on the 7th slide here, it's a slide about how to read drama. And I very much recommend you going to that slide. I'm really taking a look there because it tells you what each section of the drama is going to look like so that you can tell what a character name looks like versus what a stage direction will look like in the drama and what dialogue looks like. So you can kind of distinguish, is someone talking versus is this a stage direction or a setting direction, and you can kind of get some information about how to read drama so that you can prepare yourself for reading the play. Once you kind of get in the swing of reading the play, though, you will find it pretty easy to read, and it will flow a lot quicker than fiction, I think. Okay, that's all for me right now. I will go over a little bit more about drama in general on a later video, but for the introduction to drama unit, that is all I have. If you have any questions about the assignment specifically, please let me know. I would be happy to talk about it with you. And there's only so much prep work you can do besides preparing to write a strong essay and preparing some notes and some ideas about the play. Like I said, please email me if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day.